As humanity evolved from apes, there came to existence many different species of humans. All are now extinct except for us. But there is one lineage often forgotten in the mists of time, more closely related to apes than to us humans. The few that are left reside in the depths of WallStreetBets. Unable to adapt, they cling to reckless YOLOing, doing the same thing year after year, and once they fail, it's obviously not their fault. And it is my honor to present to you a trader whose life was supposedly ruined by Robinhood. But as you'll soon find out, that's totally not the case. He goes by the name of Loud Pineapple 4292, and on the all-time chart he's down by 96% or $87,251.20, and he's left with just $2,102.16. His chart obviously looks terrible, but like most journeys, his also begins with a gain that gave him hope, tricked him into thinking that he knows what he's doing. And what better gain to hook you into options than GameStop? 3 years ago he turned $1,000 into $22,000 with GameStop options, but not cause. He was one of the few buying puts, and then he started YOLOing into shares of risky stocks instead of options, as he bought about $11,000 worth of Wish shares, another $11,000 worth of Cloth shares, and $25,000 worth of MC shares. What happened to his genius investments? Well, he bought his Wish shares just a week before the top, but he didn't sell, although he probably wishes he had. Now his Clover Health investment was timed a bit better, as he bought shares right before the stock dropped by more than 30%. Meanwhile, AMC is a bit tricky, because he bought shares right before the stock dropped by 10%, but if he held long enough he could have made a 35% gain. But I guess that didn't happen, because 1 year later, when he was 26 years old, he already lost 2/3 of his wealth. From the peak to the bottom, he was down by 81% or $77,000 and was left with about 17k. He got to this point by YOLOing on stocks that were quite popular on WallStreetBets. So if that obviously didn't work, what should he do next? Well, obviously the same thing, because I don't know, maybe this time it will be different. And with that, he was asking for any recommendations, what ticker should he YOLO his money into. And if you thought this was a joke, I'm sorry to disappoint you, because as soon as the next short squeeze stock was chosen by WallStreetBets, he jumped on the train, set I'm in, either retire soon or never. He bought about $23,000 worth of Bed Bath & Beyond shares at an average cost of $16.54, and while his previous YOLOs weren't just complete idiotic all-ins, he pulled out all the stops and went in with 96% of his portfolio. Ultimately, Bed Bath & Beyond magically disappeared from the stock market, but before that happened it was violently dropping. And just to show you the true extent of this trader's genius, he bought on August the 18th 2022 at around $16. As you can see, 1 month before that the stock jumped from $5 to $23, but right after that it started dropping down. Now for some reason it didn't even cross his mind that he was 1 month late to the party. Instead he thought the stock would go up to $200. Surprisingly, he held the stock for almost 2 months of pain and despair before he decided to cut the cord and sell for a 16k loss. And if that wasn't enough, he was once again asking WallStreetBets for advice. But even though his account just continued falling and falling, he wasn't going to quit just yet. He knew he needed more capital to fund his crippling gambling addiction. So he started doing deliveries for DoorDash, and his hard work was rewarded with a $5,000 bonus. What did he do next? Well, he went straight to WallStreetBets, asking for any idea what options play he should spend his free money on to quadruple it. But you know, Robinhood ruined his life. Needless to say, his retirement has been postponed, because when he bought puts, stocks went up, and when he bought calls, stocks went down. And because he couldn't be right once, he came to the conclusion that they are manipulating the price, it's totally rigged, his future is dark, and he's contemplating on filing bankruptcy. But at the same time, he deposited another 5k yesterday and casually lost 2.5k today by being a bear. But you know, it's Robinhood's fault. And if that's not a gambling addiction, I don't know know what is. I mean, after 3 years he still doesn't have a strategy, and he definitely didn't learn a thing. Because with the 2.7k he has left, he's still asking WallStreetBets how he can make it back to 87k. What's the next earnings play he can YOLO his money into? But you see, not everyone has the dedication to do the same thing year after year expecting to make money while it's obviously not working. Some extremely rare individuals actually have the ability to learn, to adapt to market conditions. Just like this next trader who goes by the name of Tortoise Acquisition, as he achieved nothing short of incredible. In the past month he's down by 1209% or $250,000, bringing his account to $270,000. His chart looks absolutely beautiful, and apart from the fact that he was trading 0-day till expiry options, one of his biggest gains came about 2 weeks ago from 1-day till expiry Tesla puts, on which he was up by 400% or $61,000. And here is his wholesome goodbye explaining the insanity of his journey. Hello my dearest regards. I still can't believe it. After countless attempts and failures blowing up my account with 0-day till expiry options before I even knew what Theta was, it's finally over. My journey on WallStreetBets has been nothing short of a roller coaster, but these past 2 weeks have been the most unbelievable run of my life. I know that there are people out there crushing it, making millions, and in comparison my gains might seem like just a drop in the bucket. However, for me this represents a new beginning, a home, a new car, and most importantly a way to pull my family out of debt. With that said, I've made the decision to disable options trading forever and take my final bow. This journey has been incredibly emotional, filled with both highs and lows. WallStreetBets, you've been more than just a community to me. You've provided endless happiness, countless laughs, and yes, even periods of despair. To all my fellow traders and dreamers out here, I wish you nothing but success. May you all secure the tendies, achieve those multi-baggers, and have only green lines that go up. Thank you for everything, it's been real. Love, Tort. Now this would be an incredibly good ending, but I just had to show you this insane YOLO by a trader who goes by the extremely fitting name of Talented Gambler. He YOLO'd into this 10x potential stock, and I mean seriously YOLO'd. He put his entire portfolio, the full 100%, into 100,000 shares of Luminar Technologies. He's up by about 10% or $28,000, with his average cost being $2.61. But just to give you the full picture why this YOLO is so insane, take a look at the value of his position, $289,000, and when we combine that with the fact that this is 100% of his Robinhood portfolio, it makes it very likely that he put his entire life savings into one stock. And not just any stock, into a stock with a market cap of just $1.5 billion. And on top of that, the company isn't even profitable, generating negative free cash flow. So why would he put his likely entire life savings into this risky stock? Well, first of all, he thinks the stock should be trading at $20 a share, and according to him, our bad financials, including negative cash flow, are already priced into the stock's price. That's the reason why the price went from $40 to $2 in 2 years. But here are the reasons why he bet his savings on this stock. Firstly, year over year it's increasing revenue. Secondly, quarterly revenues are also increasing and negative earnings are decreasing, meaning they're starting to lose less money. So although the financials are it's starting to move in the right direction. Catalysts like the new partnership with Formula 1 to start using their technology for all F1 safety cars, expanded partnership with Mercedes-AMG and Volvo, and he's betting on the founder, who he thinks is a genius Stanford dropout kid and one of the most well-respected young entrepreneurs. I mean, it kinda sounds like he's just trying to pump the stock, but hey, good luck to him. And if you want to see what happened when this lucky trader couldn't stop YOLOing, click on the video just popped up. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions or recommendations, leave them in the comments down below, and thanks for watching.